And wham, we're back with another Dirt Dudes UTV podcast. And today, we're going to have our first guest appearance. This man needs no introduction. He's an OG in the YouTube side-by-side community. I was watching his videos before I even had a side-by-side. And we've done collabs together. Super nice guy. And we got Julian from Adrenaline Junkie here with us today.
Yep. How's it going, man?
What's going on, guys? Happy to be here.
Yeah, so
happy to have you.
Last time we met together was in Durham town, which how many years ago was that?
Oh, dude, 2, 3 years,
It's
maybe?
got well, man, this virus crap has been going on for like 2 years. So it was probably, I'd say about 3, if not a little longer.
Yeah, before I bought the RS1. So,
Yeah, because when we went down there, Nick was ready to pull the trigger just to be able to ride there.
Yep.
Yeah, weren't you rocking a dirt bike?
Yeah, CRF 450, man. Ripping it.
So Julian's
that was a sloppy ride.
Oh, dude, it was. It was, it had to have downpoured rain right before we got there. It was such a mess.
It was the nastiest, muddiest ride I've probably ever been on. My Razor literally leaked Georgia gold dirt for 2-3 years.
Yeah.
I can comfortably tell you that once in a while, I still find Georgia clay in my Razor.
Oh, I totally believe you.
Yeah.
So Julian's been at this for a while. Like, I mean, he's one of the people along with Side by Side Blog that gave me inspiration to start this channel. And if you're familiar with his format, he does longer videos. What do you think your longest video is?
I think my longest video, that's one part, is around 2 hours and like 50-something minutes. And then I've got a 2-part video that's probably over about 3.5 hours.
That's insane. Yeah. I know from
but
as an editor.
On average, I seem like what seems to do well in the niche that I've built for myself and what I call like the feature length trail ride videos is something around an hour to 2.5 hours is kind of what my videos turn into, because that's kind of what I can condense like a 1-day trail ride video into the way we do it. So it's usually kind of around that 2-hour mark. And you know, early on people would comment and say like, I'm not sitting through this, or like, I'm not watching this. But over the years, it's really kind of grown. And now I post a video that's like 20 minutes. People are like, I can't wait till you upload the longer video. I'm like, okay, they're coming. It takes a lot of work.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like when we first started the podcast, there was a few people like, who watches an hour long of people talking? It's like, have you ever watched a Joe Rogan podcast?
Yeah.
That's 3 hours, brother.
Yeah, okay.
I know we're not as smart as Joe and don't have like a scientist or MMA fighter on here, but we got Julian.
Yeah.
Leading the side-by-side industry.
That's truth.
We're trying to, at least.
I wouldn't push it that far, man. Like, I'm just like an average dude that likes to ride. Like I
was talking about myself, dude.
Yeah.
No, you are pushing the industry, man. There's some. I mean, look at, like I said in the beginning. I mean, part of the reason I have this channel is because of you. Like, it's you and the blog guys. I mean, there's really not too many giant side by side channels out there. It's like, or at least,
you know what? I always fall back to the Godfather, and there's one Godfather in my books, and it's always going to be Asta Cruiser.
Ah, that's true.
Yeah, I was actually going to say that right before you actually asked the cruiser.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's always going to be Asta.
Is a fellow Canadian.
Yeah, he is a fellow Canadian. And I mean, for years, Asta Cruiser was like the #1 ATV related channel on YouTube. And, I mean, I still consider him the true OG. And I mean, the guy is just like a passionate guy that loves doing the videos. I had the pleasure of just briefly meeting him once in person when I was at Mudnats in Texas. I mean, I doubt he even remembers it, but like, he's just such a like stand-up dude that stayed relevant all these years. I think he started in 06 or 07, kind of like at the infancy of YouTube. And he stayed relevant this whole time. And he's not one of those guys that's changed. He's still releasing like similar content to what he started with. And I mean, I still love watching his videos.
Yeah, I don't really watch much of his stuff, but I do every now and then, and I'm like, dude, these guys are insane. Some of these mud holes they go through, nitrous quads.
Well, he's got that Sherpa, right?
Yeah, he's got the Sherp, and I mean, that thing's insane.
Yeah, I mean, that just looks like a gnarly unit to drive around, like just go anywhere.
Oh, man, we could have a lot of fun here with that thing.
Totally, dude. I would love that thing.
Man.
Oh, you need a course made?
Speaking of...
No, you don't. Not a Sherp.
Yeah, that's true, too. Speaking of, like, Oster Cruiser, like, what would be a big... or any YouTuber you would want to collab with? Is there somebody that you haven't worked with that you would want to work with?
To be honest with you, like my big goal before the dirty Rona came around was my goal was to get out there and collab. I'll shout out a channel I'd love to ride with. I'd love to ride with Blown Budget Offroad. Those boys send it hard. They ride technical. I'd have to bring a lot of spare parts for sure.
Yeah, dude. Those guys are always going backwards.
They are.
The only other channel I've really lucked out collabing with is you guys. I've had the goal to collab with other channels in the past, but being here north of the border from where you guys are, my choices are kind of limited, especially for the type of content we do. There is some bigger channels around that do mostly mud type riding and ATVing, but like just like you guys, I'm not a mud rider, and I will be collabing. Actually, I don't know when this podcast is going to go live, but it's November 3rd today. Next weekend, I should be not this weekend, but the following weekend, I'm going to be collabing with my buddy Job. He runs the channel EHTV. He's a fellow Canadian YouTuber that actually, I remember when he was starting out a few years back, he would comment on my videos, and he exploded. I think he's sitting at 108,000 subs now, and he makes some wicked content. He's a Can-Am fanboy, and he rides a Renegade, and he's also got a Maverick. So I think we got 17 or 18 UTVs heading up north in next weekend, not this weekend, but the following weekend, and that's going to be Sendy. So nice. I'll finally get a chance to collab with him, and I'm hoping I can come out your way this January or February in the winter in the new year and send it with you boys.
You better, dude.
Yeah, dude.
You better. Speaking of Can-Am fanboys, we met one today.
Yeah, we did. Ooh,
and that's why you should come out.
Yep.
We got to show that dude what's up.
Yeah, 100%.
That's just a little teaser for you guys watching here. If I was you guys, I would keep your calendars open for like February 15th through the 18th, something around there.
First couple weeks of February.
I'll tell you right now, this is something you won't want to miss.
Yeah, most definitely.
You will not want to miss this hint I'm giving you. All right, moving on though. Hopefully Julian's there. That's another reason you should be there. You get to meet Julian in person. Yep. And you think you'll race? I mean, you don't know who it is. You don't know what it is. I can say that.
So, I mean, I don't know anything about this event, but I can comfortably say I'm in.
All right, sweet. Awesome. Yeah. It's not a race.
Yes.
And even if you're not into not racing, it's a fun time to watch.
Yep. You know what? On that topic quickly, I mean, truthfully, I am actually a racer at heart. I got a drift car. I got a road racing car at home. I love the boosted Razor. Like the Turbo Razor is my beast. That's why I love it. I love the power. Unfortunately, around here, there isn't many places to actively race. And I love trail riding, which is why my machine has kind of evolved into what it is. But I'm sure with a few little tweaks, we could get it race worthy.
Yeah, nice. Shredded like about 1,000 pounds.
So actually, that's kind of leading off of that.
Yeah, she's got power. She's a thick girl, but she's got decent cardio.
Yeah, she's got that AA power, baby.
Yeah, dude.
Aftermarket Assassins, hit him up. Tell them you sent us.
So Julian, what would be your actually favorite style of riding?
100% hands down. It's technical trail riding. That is what I've always that's always been my cup of tea. Mm-hmm. I love hill climbs. I love tight forest trails, slow crawling, rock crawling. I love that stuff. I love speed though.
Yeah.
So don't get me wrong. I don't really have a favorite. It's just, you guys probably know. I've always told people that when you buy a side by side, you're just buying a foundation. What you turn that machine into is up to you. And unfortunately, everything is a trade-off in the motorsports or the power sports game. If you build a mud machine, it's not going to jump or it's not going to race well. If you build a trail monster that's built for hill climbs and stuff like that, it's not always necessarily going to transfer over well to like short course racing, and so on and so on. So the way my machines evolved is just based on the fact that the type of riding terrain we have around here is that technical type of trail riding. That's what we like to do. I'm not a mudder. I don't like mudding.
I'm with you there, dude.
But, I mean, I'm not scared of mud. If I have to go through it, I'll go through it. But if I can go around it, I will go around it. But with that being said, I mean, my goal has always been to work my way into having a trail beast and then building the secondary side by side. That's my mid to high speed machine. That's my long term goal. Before COVID happened, I was scoping out like wreck YXZs because I wanted to buy a YXZ and just throw a turb ski on her, right?
Mm-hmm.
And just send it. But unfortunately, you guys know what happened to the power sports market.
Oh yeah,
Still suffering, unfortunately.
Big time.
Where's never mind. We know a few people with turbo YXZs and they make them insane, man.
Yeah.
Frankie J, No Limit. Check him out on YouTube. You want some YXZ content? That boy knows how to go fast.
Oh yeah, one of the fastest, man. Seriously.
And it doesn't matter what machine he's in. I just watched a recent video and he was in a Pro XP going around a track, just not even his machine, just hopped in and started winning races.
Chasing around Winoka, dude, was like, all right, these guys know how to rip.
Yeah. It's no joke. So like, if that's what the machine, if you could pick any machine to be your secondary one, what would it be? Would you really want a Yamaha?
First one.
It's kind of like a loaded question because, like, obviously, like you, I am a Polaris fanboy. I've had 3 of my last side-by-sides all being racers. But no matter what people say in the videos, I think the long-term viewers of my content will know I'm not actually that brand biased. I drive a Razor because I feel that for the type of riding style I have, it just seems to be the most well-suited machine. I love the Maverick X3 platform. I think it's a beast of a machine. When it comes to straight numbers and power and like wide open stuff, they're beasts.
Yeah, they're insane.
Me and Zach were talking on the phone the other night, and I'm like, the KRX is a sweet machine, and he like basically threw up in his mouth.
He called it wicked. I'm like, that's just not the right word for it.
It is. The KRX. Watch my videos, dude.
I'm not. For what you're doing is right because you said it's wicked capable. I'm just saying it's not capable of going fast. Which is I'm biased. I'm super biased.
Yeah. So and that right there is the reason I couldn't get a KRX if I can only have one machine.
Yeah.
I feel the Razor Turbo is such a well-rounded platform because you can go out and like fly in it, or you can crawl in it, or you can do anything in between in it. Right. The KRX shines and does better in certain areas on technical crawling than my machine. But then when we get out to the forest kind of service roads and you're sliding sideways at 70 miles an hour on gravel, well, the KRX, I mean, you can barely see its headlights in the background.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
like
it's sliding sideways at 35.
Well, it's kind of like how you're just
going straight.
Well, kind of saying how like your machine is the foundation. You take it where you want. The KRX, I can only feel like you can take in certain directions. Like you can't take the KRX out on a short course, or
Force turbos. Shout out to Force turbos. You slap a Force turbo setup on that KRX, and I think it gives it exactly what me and you would be after. That's how the KRX should come stock.
All right.
Is there videos of that?
What's that?
Is there videos of that thing?
Yeah, I think there's some videos starting to float around of the boosted KRXs, and they're pretty cool machines. And the Force turbo kits are very sexy. Like they're really well designed. And I had this in the back of my head. I'm always like, Cowie guys, you built this very well put together machine. And if you look at Kawasaki on the water sports side, they've been building supercharged jet skis for quite some time, and they've perfected the small supercharged engine. They had an opportunity to bring the first supercharged side-by-side to the market, and they failed. I think if they supercharged a KRX out of the box and put down some real power, people would definitely eat it up, especially in today's market.
You might have to change up the car because, like, the geometry of it is so, like, focused on that low speed crawling. Maybe going fast, it might not be as well. Because I will say, like, the suspension on it was amazing. It was super buttery smooth, but it's also, like, I'm not freaking going 60 over whoops or anything. Like, who knows what it feels like then.
I think the suspension, you could push it as far as saying maybe it would need some revalving. But I think the suspension itself is there to handle more power and speed.
Do you guys know what the suspension is on that? Is it?
Yeah, it runs Fox suspension.
Oh, it is Fox.
Yeah, and the spring setup it's got, and like the especially the geometry on the front end. Without getting too technical, Kawasaki did an excellent job engineering the suspension setup on that machine. They really did put together a solid unit for what it does well in. So back to your original question, what would my secondary machine be? I like the YXZ because I love the fact that it's got a basically a souped up street bike engine. You get the joy of slapping the paddles and shifting gears. It's reliable. It's proven itself to be reliable well into the high 300s. And with that being said, if I already have a machine that's capable on the trail, I love turbochargers. I've built and own multiple boosted vehicles. I love boost. So having a boosted YXZ to me would just be awesome. You could throw street tires on it and shred on a drift course if you wanted to, or you could throw some paddles on it, hit the dunes, or you could throw some BF Goodrich mud trains on it and do some wicked mid to high speed trail riding. And it sounds awesome. It's got a reliable engine and a drivetrain. And until Rona came around, you could actually pick them up for a decent deal, like a first gen model that being rolled over or something. And that's why I always thought it'd be a really cool build. Like, I mean, I don't know if you guys follow Packard Performance and what they've pumped out of the YXZs.
I see them on Instagram.
Yep.
Yeah, or like K&T Performance and all those guys, like the drag setups they've got are just ridiculous.
Yeah, they look bananas. Like when they're doing those hill climbs or whatever, just the drag strips. Yeah. Those YXZ engines just are so capable of so much power. It's insane. I can't believe Yamaha hasn't just came out with one that's turboed. It just seems negligent.
But I think,
what the
I
hell,
think that
Yamaha?
would be a good secondary machine. Like I really feel that would be a really fun secondary machine. That would be the polar opposite of what I've got.
Yeah, I mean, we've went through the same thing. It's like Nick is the first one out of the group to have two machines, and it's like a real game changer for us that want to race and stuff. It's like you're not just destroying your trail car and everything, and unless you race it in your last race and hit a pole. Going for gold, baby.
Yeah, going for gold. No more of that. But no, it is nice having two cars. I mean, the turbo being a trail car, the RS1 being the race car, and I like that little setup.
Yeah, she's a beauty. She was running pretty good today.
She was running real good today. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah, and Nick was doing hot laps around the imaginary track that might be happening in February, so stay tuned. All right, quick little break here. We're going to talk about one of our sponsors here. If you're ever going to come take a trip to Michigan, or if you're maybe just a local, whatever it may be, and you want to take a awesome UTV vacation, check out Brunton's Last Resort. They're based right out of St. Helen, which in my opinion is probably the best trails you're ever going to find in Michigan. These guys have the place you want to stay. Beautiful cabins, been there ourselves. You can drive right from the place to the trails. I mean, what more can you ask for? And if you check out our description, link right below, you can go find yourselves their Facebook page, and it has all the information you want. And even if you're not into just UTVs, you like snowmobiles, I'm sure they're going to be able to hook you up because, again, St. Helens trails, it don't matter if it's a UTV, snowmobile, whatever it may be. That's the place you want to stay. Check out Brunton's Last Resort. Link in the description. All right, back to Julian. laying down the law. So, like, not to like jump back from like really what we're talking about, but what really got you into side by sides?
So I mean, what got me into off-roading would kind of be like the question, right? I mean, I got the off-road bug young. I mean, for a little shameless plug here, I mean, I started a little series recently that talks about a lot of this stuff because I get asked this question a lot. And what got me into off-roading is when I was 2 years old, my grandpa bought me a Power Wheels Jeep CJ7 with a big gold eagle on the hood. And all I would do all day is ride that Nike had like battery for the 4 minutes it lasted, and wait 6 hours for it to recharge, and then go send it again. And I mean, that's what got me into that. And then until I was like a teenager, it was all Jeep. Like that was my obsession: off-roading and Jeep. I got my first Jeep when I was about 14. My old man bought me a YJ that needed a bunch of work. First engine rebuild, all that stuff, kind of. And then I evolved into, I bought another YJ, had that built up frame up on 33s. Then I built up an XJ, put that on 33s with a 10-inch lift. And then I went out for a ride. I had a Kawasaki Brute Force, or a Kawasaki Prairie at the time, of 650. That was my ATV.
650, baby. Big dog.
My buddy at that time, he was always a big Polaris guy. He had just got what we know as the 900 XP Razor.
Oh, yeah.
And for about 2 or 3 rides, I'm like, I don't want to try it. I'm like, it's cool. I'm like, I got my Jeep. Like, it's sweet, but I like my ATV. And one day, he's just like, he just wouldn't take no for an answer. He's like, get the hell in the machine and drive.
I've had to do that with a few people.
And I'm just like, fine, dude. The 900 XP made what we know of the side-by-side market today. In 2011, when that machine came out, it revolutionized the side-by-side industry. And within 5 minutes of driving that machine in its 2011 form, which evolved from like huge, right?
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh my God. I drove up to some hills and it's like, you just flip the throttle, it drives up. The suspension travel, it was so smooth. Like the way the power came on. Dude, like three months later, I had sold my Jeep. Well, actually, I traded my Jeep to some dude for a F-150. I bought a trailer, and I bought a 2011 Indy Red 900 XP from a dude that had 400 kilometers on it. Thing was pretty much new.
What is 400 kilometers in miles?
200 miles.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Half.
Yeah.
Got it.
Right.
So, essentially, I bought that thing, and then like I've never looked back. And now when I see people in Jeeps, I just kind of laugh in my head. I'm like, out of the box, nothing is more capable than a side-by-side. You get yourself a mini trophy truck. I mean, the amount of money you'd need to put into, like, let's say a Jeep TJ. You can get a brand new side-by-side or even a 900 XP, and you can air it out. I want to see you air out a stock TJ.
Yeah, that's very
one.
true.
Yeah.
More than one.
Yeah. We got a couple buddies. They were all about the Jeep life.
I was one of them for a while. I was Jeeping too.
Dude.
And they just recently bought some side-by-sides, Brad, Jacob, and you could just tell, man, once they got their side-by-side, they were like, man, I wish I might have had this a while back.
Yeah, yeah.
They love them.
It's hard to get over the price point. That's, I think, the biggest thing. I mean, even when I got into it, that was my biggest dilemma.
When you're making that commitment.
Build me a Jeep or a pickup truck or an FJ Cruiser or whatever that has the capabilities of your stock side-by-side for that price point.
There isn't, and people are just like, well, mine will last a lot longer. I'll be like, well, you can't do wheelies and jump. Yeah. Like, there's pros and cons here.
If you do what I do, it's not going to last long.
Yeah. Let's go tit for tat.
Yeah.
Like, let's we'll see who wins. Yeah,
Don't get me wrong. I say this all the time. Like, I don't hate Jeep. I was just talking about this the other day because I posted a video where we were on this trail at this place called Ray's Place.
I seen that
up north from where I am, and we were on the trail and a Jeep and a Toyota Tacoma show up, and they're hitting this mud hole. They're having a blast, and we're just standing there and we're like laughing because like they took 30 minutes to get through this mud hole and they couldn't, and then like you idle through it in 2-wheel drive to get to the obstacle, right? But I'd love to build another Jeep because it's a different type of wheeling.
Yeah.
It's more relaxing.
I'm not against
unless you go hard in the paint, but if you go hard in the paint in the Jeep world, it's more expensive than side-by-side life because to build a Jeep to do capable things is very expensive. And every time I drove my Jeep, I broke it. Every time I drove that thing, it just broke. I was so tired of fixing.
That brings me to the point of why I also didn't like the Jeep. I'm kind of like a full send type of dude. About 7 or 8 years ago is when I got my first car hauler trailer because I was sick of going to the racetrack in my road racing car and having to call a tow truck to get me home. Because I'm not that guy that goes out there and sends it 80%. There's nothing more annoying and stressful in my mind than knowing you got to drive that unit home.
Yeah.
So in a Jeep, if you want to build a full-out trail Jeep, then essentially you need another truck and a trailer to tow it to where you're going.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to go to that level, that's why the side-by-side makes sense to me. Now, I'm not that guy that shows up at the drag strip or at the road course and plans to drive my car home. No, I show up with the vehicle on a trailer because I don't want to know that I might want to push it 110% because that's what I'm feeling like today. And if I rip a wheel off my car, it sucks, but I'm going to winch it on my trailer and I'm going to deal with it at home.
Right? Yeah.
Now, if you drive 3 or 4 hours in your Jeep to get to an off-road park and then something even silly happens and now you can't get home or you're stranded on the trail and man, I don't even get the people that need to drive that vehicle to work on Monday. Like, I don't even get that. So one vehicle and you're off-roading it, it doesn't appeal to me.
Sometimes they got more money than they know, and they just like to burn it. I mean, but sometimes people are just also crazy. I've seen both sides of it.
Definitely, man. Out at Twisted Trails dog party, I've seen this is my everyday driver just bombing hills. It's
they got a couple of those things in front of you, too. A little liquid courage, and they're like, work. Who cares?
Yeah, you might be calling in on Monday.
But like, you know what? I was that guy because like. For years, I had one vehicle because, I mean, show me someone in their late teens or early 20s that can afford 2 vehicles and insurance on them. Yeah. Right?
Justin Bieber.
I had the Jeep. I had the Jeep. I would drive it off-road. Not crazy, right? But you got different responsibilities at that age, right? When you don't show up to your job at Napa or at your job at, like, Pet Boys, like, it's not the end of the world, you know? Yeah, so O'Reilly's fired you, so you'll go get a job at AutoZone next week, you know? Like, you're in high school or in college, big deal, right? But right now, like, I you know, it's different. Like, I mean, I don't want to say I grew up, because I didn't, but, like...
I hear you there, dude. It's, I don't know, once you get into the world, I don't find too many people that really get out of it. It's a pretty ridiculous addiction.
It is. You know,
I've turned my whole family onto it and all my friends, basically.
Oh, I took one ride. I was sold. I changed my whole life. Changed my life.
Look at you now, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I wish you guys would have known me in the back. I mean, they literally changed my life. I love them. They're too much fun, man. They really are. And when you
know what? At the end of the day, it's just off-roading's a brotherhood, man. I mean, once the off-road bug bites you, it don't matter if you're on a dirt bike, an ATV, a side-by-side, a Jeep. In my book, you're good.
Yeah, and you know, and that's the thing too. The community is so cool. You know, anybody that has a side-by-side or something like that, and you get together, everybody gets along. Everybody's out there doing the same thing, wanting the same thing, having fun, ripping around, good time in the rig. It's like one big family.
It's true, and it's kind of like I've been into dirt bikes, four-wheelers, everything.
Yeah.
Dirt biking community was not like that, in my opinion, at least where I am. And
yeah, I agree.
The Jeep community kind of was, but it's just not the same. It's like you go to, there's not like a bunch of Jeep events or anything really going on. There is here and there, but like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just more addicted to the side-by-side because I'm willing to go pretty much anywhere in the country if I'm capable to go to some side-by-side event. But if you're like, let's go to a Jeep event in California, I'll be like, I'm good. I'll pass.
You want to go to Glamis? Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and you know, like you were saying earlier, that side by side, you know, I think what scares a lot of people is the price. You know, you're spending that much money on a toy.
Yeah.
You know? But like you said, every time you drive it, that payment just goes right out the window, and you can't wait to get back behind the wheel. I
think more about my phone bill and my Razor bill.
Me too, dude.
I need that phone pretty bad.
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. The Razor payments don't even click.
Yeah.
I'm glad to make them.
I see a lot of people make sacrifices just to be able to, like, be in the side-by-side.
Yeah.
I mean, all of us are. Me, you, Jacob.
Yeah,
Some people saw our real lives. They'll be like, man, you got some pretty awesome stuff for your side-by-side. What are you doing with this?
Yeah. You have a 2006 Chevy Colorado? Yeah, I do, man.
yeah, exactly. It's like, is your Razor cost as much as, like, half as your house? Nah, man, but yeah, kind of. It might be more.
Yeah, right. More like a 60-40.
I wouldn't change anything, though.
No, not even close. Not even close.
It's
You know what? I've met so many cool people, you guys included, through like this whole side by side lifestyle, and you know, you get so many people from so many different walks of life that you meet on the trail and the side by side. And in my videos, I always try to focus on the fact that it doesn't matter what you drive, as long as you're out on the trail having fun. You could be driving an old first-gen machine worth $5,000, or you could be driving the newest of the new for $75,000, you know, full build. But on the trail, it really doesn't matter, because once in a while, that $5,000 machine spanks that $75,000.
Totally.
Yeah, there's some. We have people that drive Razor 900s that are older and stuff like that, and they do everything we do, even if they are a little bit behind. But sometimes they're not. They're right there.
There's times where I'm flying down the trail and think, you know what? There's nobody.
It doesn't matter if you're like a doctor or a lawyer or a garbage man or like some kid working at McDonald's or like whatever. Like, you know, you're out there. You guys have one common interest that holds you together. And I got a good example in our core riding group. We got a kid named Tyler. He drives a 2018 Turbo. He's in his early 20s now. He's been riding with us for a few years. His dad, Gimpy, rides a 900S.
Why is he called Gimpy? I'm sorry to interrupt you, but you can't just say somebody's dad's name is Gimpy with no context.
Yeah, you got to elaborate on that.
We got a lot of guys named Greg in the group, and if you yell Greg, 7 guys will turn around and say, what? So they all got nicknames, right?
Gotcha.
I don't know where Gimpy originated, but he's a short kind of dude, and I mean, I guess that's why they call him Gimpy.
All right.
Maybe he can dive in and fill us in on that.
I'm going to call Nick Slow from now on.
Tyler's in his early 20s, right? Gimpy's his dad, and then we got his grandpa, Frank, also rocking a 1000S. So you get these guys out on the trail. You got 3 generations out on the trail. We got grandson, son, and grandfather, and we're all pounding beers, having a good time, you know, living it up. And, like, where else do you get that kind of community? And you know what? We got kids out there that are 5 or 6 years old, and we got guys like Frank that are well into their 70s, all shooting the beep together and just having a good time. Age doesn't matter. Machine doesn't matter. We're all out there because we love the outdoors. We love to ride. We love to have a good time. And you know what? That's what I love about the side-by-side and just like the off-road community in general.
Yeah.
That's a good breakdown. It's pretty true. It's very true. My computer decided to update all of a sudden, so sorry about the...
Oh, yeah.
We're advertising invasion and swagger all of a sudden.
If you guys haven't seen it, Apple TV, check it out.
That's Apple for you.
Sponsor us, please. I mean, all right, let me give you a couple more questions here. Let's fire off a few. Where's one place that you've never ridden that you want to go to?
Oh man, that's a good one. So I have been to Moab out in Utah, but I wasn't able to bring my machine because it's like a 3-day freaking drive from where I am, right?
Ooh.
So I would love to get out and ride I'm kind of compounding this question. I'd love to do Moab, Nevada, Cali. hit up like Utah, Cali, Nevada, basically, and like, you know, ride in Moab, do some of that Orange Rock, do some desert riding in Nevada, and then like hit the dunes in Cali. I'd love to do like that trip. That's like super high up on my bucket list of like, I mean, that's like a 3-week dedication, you know, like that's a
big serious trip.
Oh, yeah.
Like that's a serious trip, but I mean, that's one of those trips where you kind of need 2 machines.
Yeah, it's true. Or a lot of parts.
Yeah.
So like that's like if I had to say like you know, if I won the lottery, that's the first trip I'd take.
Nice.
Yeah, Moab would be a beautiful. I've been there too, without a machine, so I know the feeling of what you're saying. It's like, please, that's all I want in my life is to have my rig here
like
right
you're
now.
on Mars. It's a different world out there. Like, and like, you know what resonates with me there? It's so funny because I was out there for Rally on the Rocks in 2016, and I'm looking at all these machines, and every other machine on there has a sticker that says "I hate mud."
They're all rock dwellers.
Yeah, it's cool. And so yeah, like I'd love to get out there because I love the technical stuff, but I'd also love to experience like being able to go flat out for like an hour in the desert.
Yeah. I mean, if you've never hit dunes at all ever, have you?
No, nothing real.
All right, another quick break here. We're going to talk about another one of our sponsors, one that is a great product and we use ourselves. WR Performance. You want to wash your rig in a reasonable amount of time? This is the thing you want. Buy their kit with the foam cannon because, like I said, eliminates your wash time considerably. You can see it in one of our previous videos, Wash Wars, link in the description. Plus, boom, here you go, little ad here. You can see it in action. This thing, it's already pre-mixed, so no figuring out the ratio, what you want. You literally just screw on the foam cannon top and go to town. It's like rinse off your vehicle, do the foam cannon, let it sit for 30 seconds or a minute, rinse it off. I'm not kidding. Like the plastics, everything are brought back to life. Whatever magical sauce they have in this is the stuff you want. Check it out. Link in the description. And we have a little discount code for you. 20% off. Hit it up. Get it. Yeah, man. Dunes are life-changing.
Yeah.
It's like we took baby steps into it because here in Michigan, then we have Silver Lake, which is a pretty small, if you've ever been to Winoka, Glamis, or St. Anthony's, any of the major dune areas here in the States.
Yep.
And it was fun. And then you go out to some big dunes and you're like, whoa, man, this is a type of riding I've never experienced in my life, and it might be the best.
Oh, yeah. Silver Lake was a nice, like...
baby steps.
Baby steps. Yeah, get in there, get in the feel for the dunes.
How far is Silver Lake from you guys?
2 hours.
Yeah, 2 hours.
I'd love to just, I'd love to go even just experience that.
You have to. You have to. Even if you don't have paddles, this is for anybody that's listening. You don't got paddles or anything, if you are in distance to Silver Lake or any type of dunes, try it out. Because it's beautiful, man, and it's so different than any of your other type of riding. It takes maybe a second to get used to, or maybe a little while, because there is a lot of variables that can happen there, but... man, once you get into that world and you got some paddle tires and stuff, it is, if you like going fast, doing wheelies, it's unexplainable. It's unexplainable.
I mean, Winoka, probably my favorite riding.
Oh, yeah, it's my top trip ever.
It's right up. I mean, it's number one.
I know
unbelievable.
I know we're with Julian, but where would you want to ride?
Where would I want to go?
Yeah, where would you want to ride?
Man, where would you want to go?
Glamis or out west in the dunes, man. After experiencing Winoka and just being able to carve those dunes, hit the jumps, and just endless amounts of sand. And then, I mean, at Winoka, you could just ride one direction for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
From end to end. I couldn't imagine.
That was freaky when we were doing that. I'm like, oh my God, it's still going.
And the dune hills are, 70, 80 feet. I couldn't imagine being able to ride for an hour in one direction, hitting 200, 300, 400 foot sand dunes and carving that. Yeah. You're talking Winoka times 3, 4, 5. Like
Winoka on steroids.
Yeah, Winoka on steroids. Exactly, dude. So I love the dunes, man. I love having a set of paddles.
So you pick Glamis or St. Anthony's?
a tough one, man. Ooh, that would have to be a flip of a coin.
Yeah, the only reason I would maybe pick St. Anthony's is like we've done these Dune videos and everybody is like screams Glamis or St. Anthony, but honestly, there's more people screaming St. Anthony's more than Glamis, and they say how beautiful it is there. And one thing that Silver Lake has is Lake Michigan on the water.
Yeah, totally.
And it's freaking awesome, and I'm pretty sure St. Anthony has like water and all these beautiful views, and Glamis is probably just the Mojave Desert looking style. I don't know because I've never been there, but one day. Hopefully soon.
One day.
And we'll be taking Julian definitely to Silver Lake.
Yes.
I think I'd also, like, on another note, I'd love to ride out, like, in Wisconsin. Wisconsin supposedly got some absolutely awesome, like, forest trail, like, mid to high speed, like, wicked trail. And I absolutely love Tennessee and West Virginia.
See, we've never been there, but I've seen your videos, and they look super fun.
So Tennessee and West Virginia gives you all the technical you want with all the mid to high range in between. So, like, you'll go out and you'll ride this technical rock crawl, and then you get a 20-minute, like, 40, 50 mile an hour section with whoops and like hairpin turns, and like it's a really mixed riding environment, and you get the elevation changes and you get the scenic views from the mountains. It's absolutely awesome. And the beauty about Tennessee and West Virginia to me too is the culture there, man. The people, the Southern hospitality, like how friendly everyone is. You rip by people on the street and they wave to you. You go into a restaurant to have some lunch and they're like, "Oh, we're so happy to see you here. We hope you're enjoying yourselves. Like, come back again. We love having you here." When I'm ripping down the street in my side-by-side in my neighborhood, like around where I live outside the city, right? But I'll go down some streets and excuse me.
Too much fun.
And people like look at me stink-eye like I'm hurting them. Like you get all these Karens around you, you know what I mean? And it's just like, it's like, what am I doing to you? Like, but when you go down, like, when you go to West Virginia, when you go to Tennessee, it's so ingrained in their culture, they get it.
That would be nice because we get the same thing here, man. It's like, I love the meme that's like kids go outside and then they're on their four-wheelers and they're calling the cops.
Yeah.
It's like, it doesn't make any sense.
You know what? I want to put this on video. I want to set something here.
Oh, breaking news.
We're going to get together in February and we're going to rip and we're going to race and we're going to do all that stuff. I want us to get together in the spring. What?
Allegedly, we're going to race. Allegedly.
Well, I don't care. I'm coming down in February and I'm going to race Nick no matter what. I don't You can film. So I think me, you, and Nick, and whoever else we want to bring along, that I think we should set a goal that maybe sometime around the spring, we all get together and we do up West Virginia or Tennessee. Let's do it.
100%. Yeah. We are 100% in because that's something we've always wanted to do. And if you have experience there, that's the best thing is to go with people that have experience. Even here in Michigan, when we go to some local trails, it's like we can get around and stuff. But when you have people that know a little bit about it, they show you the best time.
Oh, big time.
Well, I got viewers on a regular basis sending me messages saying, you know what, next time you come out to West Virginia, you just let me know you're there, and I'm going to take you down all the outlaw trails. Because the locals laugh at the Hatfield-McCoy trails. They're like,
you think you're having fun? No.
They're like, that's the highway we used to get to the good trails.
Right.
I will say I've seen the outlaw videos, and every time I'm like, I want to cross the river. I don't know what it is about crossing some rivers or creeks. Right. It's like, oh, yeah, I want to do that.
Shake on it. You're going to hack. We're going to do it. Shake me on it.
All right.
Come on.
Get over here, dude. A little virtual shake.
Yep.
I mean,
the deal's
how
set.
we were just talking about going from all the way from like where we are to Moab, Glamis, that whole thing. I mean, I know back in the day when the blog guys were just getting started, they did this thing called the Excellent Adventure. And it's like, we need our own version of that. Like, imagine all three of us, a whole group of us going and doing the same venture and getting to go experience all these places. That would be our excellent adventure. And the best thing is when we're in groups. I have the funnest time when we're all just hanging out, because it's not all about just riding. Some of the best stuff is when you park in 10 minutes and start just talking. It's the best like get together thing you can do, in my opinion. It's my hobby. It's what I like doing. See, I couldn't imagine all of us getting to go, like going to Tennessee, West Virginia, awesome. Like, but if we all went to places we've all never been, oh man, we're in for a hoot of a time.
There's so much condensed and like good riding in one area when you go to like places like Tennessee. Like you can ride like Brimstone, Windrock, the North Cumberland Trail System, Tackett Creek, and all that is just like shoved in like one general area where like you can ride for days and never hit the same trail twice. And it's all mapped and it's all organized and it's all color coded for difficulty, and you're street legal, and like it's so cool. And in West Virginia is the same thing. You can actually what would I love to do? I would love to run the trails from one end of Tennessee all the way across West Virginia in a side-by-side. It's like a 1-week trip. You camp out of your machine, and you can literally run from one end of Tennessee all the way into like West Virginia, Kentucky area, all on trail.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
That's super awesome. So have you rode all the trails? Have you done all those trails areas?
I can't say I've done them all. I mean, I've been to Tennessee.
But I'm saying, like, you've like dabbled in every one of those, like Brimstone.
Yeah, I've dabbled in Tennessee. I've dabbled in. I mean, I've been lucky. I've dabbled in Tennessee. I've dabbled in West Virginia. I've dabbled in Kentucky. I've dabbled in South Carolina. I've dabbled in North Carolina. I've been to Utah. I've been all over Northern Ontario.
Yeah, don't forget Georgia, dude.
Georgia. Where else have I been in the States? Texas. I mean, I've dabbled in quite a few areas, but you know what? That's what it is. It's dabbling. I mean, 3, 4, 5 or 6 days in Tennessee is nothing. 3 or 4 days in West Virginia is nothing. I mean, you got to go back over and over again if you want to even, come close to really covering any ground.
But if you're like, I'm saying just focusing on like, say, Tennessee, for instance, like you just mentioned, like 5 different trail systems that are just in Tennessee.
Yeah.
So if you could only like pick, like say somebody's limited on time, and they're like, I have to pick one section of all these things, which one would you go with?
Okay, so I've ridden Brimstone. It's awesome. I've ridden the Cumberland Trail System. It's great. What I've been told by a lot of my viewers after posting those videos is you got to hit Tackett Creek. So I'd love to hit Tackett Creek, and I haven't been to Windrock. And Windrock is a off-road park that I think would really appeal to me because of some of the rock climbs they got and stuff like that. The beauty about that place is you could ride Brimstone for a day or two. You could ride Windrock for a day, and then you could do Tackett Creek for a day. And then in 4 days, you can cover some really like a nice range of trail systems. That's what I'd love to do the next time. Plan 4 or 5 days of riding instead of. I mean, you got to remember, like where I'm living right now, it's about you got to budget about 11 to 12 hours to get to those trail systems, plus a border crossing, right? So it makes a lot of sense to me to spend 4 or 5 days, right? Now, spending over 5 days gets complicated when you ride the way we do, because I don't care if you ride a Can-Am, a Honda, or a Polaris. That baby's going to be hurting after 5 days.
Yeah, especially because you're doing something new, and you're going there to have fun. You ain't there to just tutor
You're
around.
Always one mistake from ending your ride.
It's true. It can be something super simple. You could be tutoring around, and all of a sudden it's like, man,
there was a ledge there.
There was a telephone pole sticking out of the ground.
Yeah. Why would anybody put that there?
Yeah, why?
I mean, so in West Virginia, how many of those sections, like different areas, have you went into?
we've ridden a good section of the Hatfield McCoy Trail system. We've hit Rock House a few times. We've been on like probably 3 or 4 of the other trail systems. Like I can't remember all the names that we were on right now.
There's too many there,
we
man.
We did a bit of riding.
Mm-hmm.
What's that?
There's so many names for the West Virginia ones.
Yeah. And we did a bit of riding in Kentucky because, like, I mean, they're side by side there, so you're crossing in and out. And then in Tennessee, like I told you, we stayed at a camp at Brimstone, and then we did the North Cumberland Trail System. I think that's what's called, North Cumberland. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. I'm sure the internet will yell at me. But
I'm pretty sure that's in Red Dead Redemption.
It is.
I really want to go back to Tennessee. Like, aside from, like, my goal is the first trip I'm going to take across the border is 100% going to chill with you guys, because you're also close to me. I mean, you're about a 6-hour cruise.
Nice.
So yeah, props.
Yeah, I can't wait, like, dude.
You're close. 6 hours to me is nothing, right? So like, yeah, you're the first stop, but I mean, the next stop I'm making is Tennessee 100%. And I mean, to everyone listening here, I mean, my game plan is that hopefully if all my plans go right, then like within the next year, I'll be leaving this hellhole called Canada.
Ooh, is that breaking news for you?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, have you said that on your channel?
No, but I mean, my game plan right now is I'm moving to Tennessee.
So that's like breaking news, though. You haven't said that on your channel or anything, have you?
Not openly like this. I've said it in the comments section. I've kind of mentioned it passively here and there. But I mean, I got all my paperwork in. I'm waiting for my green card. I'm getting the hell out of Dodge, and I'm getting my ass to Tennessee.
If you're in Tennessee, man, I feel like we're going to be doing a lot of collabing together. Even though it's not like super close, it's close enough to where we either meet in the middle or we meet you there or you come up here.
Be only a few hours for Badlands for each of us.
Yeah. Badlands. You love Badlands. Like how you said you want to collab with Blown Budget. They go to Badlands all the time. When we went there.
Yeah, all the time.
That place is super fun.
Good segue here would be like, YouTube is a lot of fun, and I love being a YouTuber. I love making videos, and big shout out to like anyone who follows my videos and like has supported me through the years. Like, I really appreciate it.
No problem,
but
there's
dude. Nothing more fun about YouTube than like collabs and meeting other people. And right now, that's literally what I'm craving. Like, and that's what I'm missing. You know what I mean? I don't have the YouTubers around me with the same mindset. So like, that's why it'd be so awesome to have you guys, you know, in my neck of the woods, so I can call you up and be like, yo, in 2 weeks, I want to go out here. You guys free? Hell yeah, we're free. Let's make it happen.
Yeah. I mean, that would be amazing.
Yeah, big time.
There's never enough people to ride. I mean, there's plenty of people to ride with, but the thing is we're both YouTubers. There's like there's an incentive. Also, the way we ride is different. It's like we have people all the time that want to come ride with us, and I wish I could ride with all of you guys. Yeah. But I'll tell you right now, you might not even like the way we ride. It looks fun on video, but remember, this is an edited version.
Yeah.
There's lots of stopping, changing camera angles. Like,
yeah, totally.
It's
our passion, but it is. It's like a second job.
It's 100%. It's a second and third job. I've never done anything so hard in my life.
We work hard at this in our actual jobs.
That's very true. It's very true. I mean, all three of us here all have full-time jobs. I mean, Julian, you work at a hospital. Are you a nurse? That's right.
Yeah, I work in an emergency room. I'm an RN.
Yeah, see, you're doing hardcore stuff.
Yeah.
I'm driving rich people's cars around or hauling them around. Excuse me, I wish I was driving them around. I just drive them in the trailer 2 feet. Nick's building chimneys and arches and
rich people's houses.
It's like, this is a ridiculous thing. Anybody that ever wants to get into this, definitely check out Julian's YouTube channel, which there will be a link below. And he started a new series where he talks about all these things. Because we could do a whole podcast just on how ridiculous it is just to do what you're watching right now.
Yeah.
It's like this podcast, we were on this Skype for a hot minute before it even started. Because it's like we're figuring stuff out on the run, man.
Everything was going wrong from the get-go.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we could turn the camera around right now.
Yeah.
And just see the setup.
Yeah, you would have it. I'll take a picture of it and I'll put it below. You guys will get a little snag of what it looks like.
I said it in one of my videos recently that, like, you know, it is a lot of work, but I really enjoy this, and I feel like the job I have, especially what it's turned into, like my real career, because of COVID and all the stuff that's going on, it just eats my soul. Like, it just sucks the life out of me, guys. Sure. Like, it's terrible.
You make it to where I can't even complain about mine.
Yeah.
Like, I work in a dirtbag, super terrible hospital that's underfunded and just like understaffed, and it's brutal. And the last 2 years have been absolute crap. And it's just motivated me to, like, I really feel that, like, I want to dedicate more time to this YouTube thing because I feel alive when I do it. And the people I meet and the relationships you build, I mean, it's just awesome. I'm so passionate about, like, off-roading, and I've always been creative, and I love making the videos. So, like, I mean, it's just like, you know, when I make these videos, it's like I feel like I'm doing what I want to do, right? Yeah. So it's tough though. It's tough. It's you know, I got to pay the bills, and unfortunately, Zach, you know what it's like. You put in a lot of hours here, and I mean, if you were to break down how much time you put in, you're not even making a minimum wage.
No, I wish I was making minimum wage. I'll keep putting those hours in.
Yo, who's that? That's Michigan Dirt, man. Is that Michigan Dirt?
That is Michigan Dirt.
Yeah, it is. That's when
that was a lifetime ago.
Oh, it's Michigan Dirt. Oh, man. You know what? In my phone, you're still Michigan Dirt, and you always will be.
Yeah, I still got people that say that to us. It was a good thing to get us started. We just had to reach out to more people. It's like to dive more into like the whole YouTube thing. It's like we started off as Michigan Dirt, but like we got to a point where I'm like, I feel like
it's plateau.
Yeah,
you know, we gotta make that decision.
Yeah, it's like people don't really know if it's about side by sides by the name. They also, it's like, I don't know. I feel like you're narrowing the people that you're trying to reach. It's like I'm trying to reach the whole country, the world, whatever.
Trying to pick a YouTube name is like impossible.
Whatever, dude. You're coming. You have like the best YouTube name ever, dude. I will give you props.
Dude, you're trying to do it when you're like releasing your first video. You're like, I don't know nothing about YouTube, and you want me to like commit to a name?
Yeah.
Oh, it took a hot minute for us to change our name. It was the air for. I mean, on the drawing board, we had this name, and I mean. Months.
There was 20 different versions of Dirt something.
Yeah, there was.
I am happy with what we picked, though.
No, definitely.
I like it too.
Yeah, and you know, and people say yay or nay, but it was the right choice to make.
100%. And honestly, like, if anybody is watching this and is in this trying to do YouTube, the name is a big part of it. It's like it doesn't seem like there is people with pretty crappy names, like. I'm not gonna lie, sidebysideblog.com is not a very good name, but it works for them.
But it works.
It is because it's right to the point.
Yeah,
it's true. It is right to the point. You understand what it is. It's just whatever. It does work, but I'm just you have the best name, dude. You have the best name. I love.
You think so?
Yeah, I love Adrenaline Junkie. The only bad thing is when I would tag Adrenaline Junkie in my videos, YouTube literally tells me this might be offensive because of the word junkie. I'm like, come on.
I actually wore your shirt to a job site one time, and somebody called me out on like junkie, huh? I'm like, get out of here, get out of my base.
So you like those junkie things, huh?
Like if you're talking about for side by sides, yes, I am.
Man, I'm holding back so many comments right now.
I'm going to turn off this Wi-Fi. I feel like it's messing with our stream. I was going to play a little bit of our video in the background, but this conversation is too important.
Yeah, we were having some issues earlier where like Zach had to run around the house and turn off anything that was using Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
I literally unplugged my Xboxes even though they're not on.
Still,
I'm like, maybe it might draw something.
There's a small amount.
Whatever you did, it worked because everything seems fine right now. Knock on wood.
Yeah. Thank you, Red Bull table.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you.
I mean, what do you think is your biggest, like, where do you want to go with your YouTube channel? Like, what do you see, like, just say, like, your future plans? I know you want to move to the States, so you have more opportunities at different riding situations, but you're kind of at this point where it's like, you're kind of torn between two worlds. Do you ever just want to try really committing and making YouTube your thing? Do you think you could actually, even if it was possible, would you still do the leap?
So, like, you're talking about the YouTube dream, right?
Yeah, the YouTube dream, the dream that everybody wishes they could do.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about, you know, that thing that pulls us all towards, you know, like making that next video because, you know, you want to be the next guy that can, like, you know, say I'm a YouTuber and that's what I live off of. Do I want to get up every day, make videos, go out riding and make that my life? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe you're like the most saint person in the world, and you're like, no, I must still save lives and be a full-time YouTuber.
So aren't going to wipe themselves. No, man, like.
I'm here to drop vids and stop the vid.
The career I chose has helped me afford what I need to do. It has provided me with the flexibility and a schedule to pull this off. So I can't hate on it completely. Would I want to be a full-time YouTuber? Yeah. But recently I was thinking about it like, hey, there was this one point like about 3 years ago where I'm like, maybe I'll give it a shot 100%, just dive in. I probably could have made it work. But I was a pussy.
Well,
do you regret it?
It's a big commitment.
Didn't have the balls to commit because, let's be honest, the internet, social media, YouTube, tomorrow they could change something and all of a sudden your revenue could cut in half.
It's very true.
All of a sudden there could be like a replacement for YouTube. Like it's not impossible, right? How can I risk my house, my property tax, my car insurance, my internet bill, my cell phone, my life on something that is so volatile?
Also, too, saying that this sport is not cheap.
Yeah. So even if you didn't have a secondary income and you were just trying to depend on YouTube, it's not going to work. You have to have secondary, third incomes if you are full-time, like merch, parts, whatever it may be.
With that being said, though, dude, I'll tell you right now, what my channel has become has surpassed my biggest expectations when I started this. My channel has been subsidizing my hobby for about the last 3 years. It helps me afford the camera gear. It helps me meet new people and people to ride with. It helps open doors in the sense of like, yeah, you know what? I've got legitimate channel supporters. Shout out to Super ATV.
Yeah, I was gonna say, list those bad boys, dude. Give them the like, shout out they deserve.
Those guys have made a lot of this possible. They've outfitted my machine when I wreck something, and I email my hookups at Super ATV, and they say, "We got you, man. We got you. We'll look after you." Like that lets me go out there and know I can send it. That lets me know I can break an axle. That lets me know that, you know, I can rip a wheel off and deal with it. When I reach out to my supporters like at Royal Distributing, which is a big company in Canada that they're like one of Canada's power sports leaders, you know, I know they got my back if I need a set of tires or something, you know, like having the channel and having the supporters and you know, like having the ability to call out for a little bit of help when you need it really helps. The income I get off views, when you factor in how much time you put in, you don't get paid that much, but I'd probably be doing this if it was free. Like if they weren't paying me, I'd still be making these videos because I got into this with no intention whatsoever to make any money. Because back when I got into YouTube, you didn't make money off of it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, even when you first start, you don't make money.
When I got an email from YouTube and they said, we're starting this new thing, and it's called the partner program. And the partner program was an invite only at that time, where like they sent you an email and they said, hey, we want to give some money back to you. And I'm like, what?
Dude,
like,
that would be crazy.
Yeah.
How long ago was that?
Shout out to companies like FinTrail. Like those guys they were the second company to ever come on board with me, and they stuck with me this whole time. Do they write me checks? No. But they provide me with gear and riding equipment, stuff for me, stuff for my girlfriend, discounts for the guys I ride with. They support the grassroots community. They support your channel.
Yeah, they do.
They support other channels, big and small. And they're supporting the grassroots, just like Super ATV, just like Royal, just like a lot of other reputable brands in our industry. I can't name them all. Like, my apologies to anyone I won't bring up. But, like, without the viewers, without the people watching, and without these other companies, I wouldn't be able to pull off what I'm pulling off right now. So, like, what do I want to turn my channel into? Yeah, man, I'd love to make a comfortable income and make videos all day. I want YouTube. I want Netflix to phone me tomorrow and say, hey, we want to sign you for a 20-part series.
Dude, you better include me on that. We should be the first Netflix side-by-side thing.
Hey, Netflix.
Where you at?
Yeah, that's what I'd love. But I mean, if I'm going to be like legit with you right now and you know, just be real, then like where I've gotten right now has surpassed my biggest expectations of what I expected. You know, I can subsidize my hobby and make it more affordable. And I get to share my experiences with literally an international community. Like people comment from all over the world, like the Middle East, Germany, Romania, Russia, Ukraine, Canada, Poland, the States. Like, dude, like I ship swag to like 20 different countries. Like it's
cool.
Just, it's
Props to you,
insane.
Yeah,
It's
that's sweet.
into that is more than I ever thought I'd get.
Right.
So anything I get from this point on is just a bonus.
Imagine just going to Germany and just seeing somebody wearing your shirt walking around.
Oh, I've sent a bunch of shirts to Germany and stuff like that.
Awesome.
The side-by-sides are street legal there. It's pretty cool. When I went to Berlin a few years ago, I remember I was in a taxi and this guy on a race quad was in front of me. I'm like, is that allowed? He's like, yes, it's a motorcycle.
I like it, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like, I mean, I'm living the dream. What I have right now has surpassed my expectations, but I'm that kind of guy that always wants to push it further. All the profit I generate from my YouTube videos and my channel goes directly back into the channel. I don't use it for steak dinners and 5-star motels. I sleep in a trailer or in a tent. Like, I don't go out and spend that money on anything like that. I spend that money on a $5,000 camcorder I could not have afforded without you guys watching.
Right.
That's where the revenue goes. I have 7 or 8 GoPros. That's where the revenue goes. I destroy GoPros. That's where the revenue goes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I wreck parts. Luckily, a large percentage of the parts I get come to me at a discount, or luckily for what people on the internet like to call free. Nothing's free, guys. It's an exchange of services. I provide the companies with something in exchange for components, right?
Yep.
But I still have to pay for stuff like the XTR 370s I got on my rig. I paid for those. The System 3 rims I've got, I paid for those. So my razor payment every month, I pay for that.
Yep.
Right? So I'd love to go out and ride and make videos full time. But unfortunately, it's not going to pay the bills right now. I'm going to keep grinding. Lately, I've been grinding really hard. I'm trying to release at least 1 or 2 videos a week. But if any one of you guys are in the industry of YouTubing in our niche, you'll know YouTube revenues have gone down lately. YouTube is a liberal platform, and off-roaders are conservative. Yeah. We are not the poster child of what Google supports. We are not the poster child of what environmentalists support. We are not on the green parties like we're not doing what they like. Mm-hmm. We're against the grain. We're off-roaders. I mean, unfortunately, that comes with a certain kind of, you know, like, I don't know how to put it. Like we got kind of a reputation. We're all good guys, but sometimes people think we're you know, we're like, maybe we're not good guys. I don't know how to put it.
Sometimes they can give you the perception that you're rednecky or anything, but for us, we're all like, we're videotaping everything. So people,
you work, you pay taxes. Nick pays taxes. We work our asses off. We make sacrifices in our personal lives to support this lifestyle.
It is. It's a grind, man. It's super fun, but it does have its ups and downs. I'm not gonna lie. There's so many times where I'm like, I don't know if I can do this anymore. And it's just, tough. It gets super tough. Give up. Yeah, and like I said before, I think
about it, I'm just gonna give up because you know what? I'll cut it. Like, let's get to the point. I could pick up 2 or 3 shifts at work. So I work 12-hour shifts. I could pick up some overtime, and I could make in 2 days way more money than I'm going to make in a week slugging away making videos.
Yeah.
And I can buy my own parts. People contact me like the China companies. Oh, yeah, you make us video in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks. You know?
You're going to get canceled for that voice you just did, dude.
Like Hedimoto's going to send me like a $6 bag. Yeah. And they're going to be like, I want a review video in a week. Like, go, like, you know, go fist yourself. Like, I'm not going to make you a video.
We've had that same thing happen to us, and we've worked with some of them, but sometimes they're so silly. They're like, we like your drone footage. Can you do a video on our door bag? It's like, what?
Sure, I know, right? I'll throw it as high as I can in the air.
I get a kick out of reading the Google Translate emails. They're sweet.
They're pretty funny sometimes. It's like, I don't discourage anybody trying to get into this thing. It's more of like what Julian said, or anybody that's really passionate. You got to be doing it for fun, because when you first start this, you don't make money. You don't just start YouTube and start making money. You got to have a passion for it. And it was the same thing for us when we first started. I'm like, man, watching Side by Side blog, I'm like, it would be pretty cool to like record this stuff. Do I know anything about computers? No. Do I know anything about recording? No. I just learned it all. I just like spent a bunch of time. Like, people think I'm computer savvy. I'll tell you right now, the best thing I can do is edit that video. You want me to open up Microsoft Word? Dream on, son. I had Julian telling me a bunch of stuff. I'm asking him how to get rid of pictures on the screen. So it's...
Well, I mean, shout out to you, man. Like you said, dude. Go back and watch some of our first videos. Watch where you've come from, even just in the editing. I mean, I call him the editing wizard, dude. Seriously. How he does it, I have no idea. Mad props.
I'm the same, man. I am 110% self-taught. University of YouTube.
Yeah,
University of YouTube. I like it.
There's nothing you can't learn on YouTube. So don't ever like make an excuse of like, well, I don't know how to do this. Well, either did I. Most people do not know how to edit.
Platform. Yep. YouTube is a wonderful platform because legit, you could like learn about anything for free on YouTube.
Oh yeah, dude.
Anything.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, you know how many times I've taken on a job and they're like, you know how to do this? I'm like, yeah. And then I get in my truck and I'm like, I got to YouTube that.
Yeah. Hold on, let me watch this
yeah, that's legit too. I'm like, okay.
When I first started like hauling cars, it's like I've hauled every car you could basically imagine. Not a Bugatti. That's one I haven't hauled, but pretty much everything you can imagine. Yeah. And when I first started, and they'd be like, you've hauled these Ferraris, Californias before? It's like, yeah, man. I'm sitting there YouTubing how to start it. It's like I gotta fake it till I make it type of thing, dude. I don't want to get in the car and be like, how do you start it? It's like those cars can be a little tricky, man. It's you gotta just put the effort in. It's don't let anything limit you. And even if say you are into it and you're grinding and you're not been doing it for a while, it's all right, man. It's like there's been so many dips in this YouTube career we've been doing where we've dipped off, and I'm like, man, I don't know if I'm going to go back, but always have, and now it's been a turning point probably in the last year and a half or so, to where it's like there's nothing that's going to make me stop. I'm going to try my hardest.
I mean, it's a grind.
On that note, before you go on, I've been at that point where like I haven't really uploaded for 3 months or something, and I'll tell you, you know what brings you back, and you know what holds you back? You got the same personality as me, and the people that make it on this platform have that personality. I can't let down 65,000 people that believe in me.
Yeah, that is a weird thing to have happen, man. It's like when we go to events, and thank you for everybody that supports us, watches us, comes up to us when they see us, because honestly, there's no part of me that doesn't want to have you come up to me. It is one of my favorite things. It's my favorite thing, man. It's not to be like whatever, but it's like there's no better feeling when somebody's like, man, your videos make my day. I watch all of them. I love them. It's like, because we put so much work into this, and for people to actually get something from it, it's a fantastic feeling coming from a truck hauler and a masonry and a
totally.
It's crazy. And
yeah, what were you gonna call me?
I was gonna call you a nurse, but I felt bad. You said something earlier.
RN.
You called me. Yeah. I'm a nurse. Yeah, that's right. What, you don't think that's manly enough? Have you watched Meet the Fokker?
I was gonna say that too.
So like my name's Gaylord Fokker.
I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. He's a doctor.
Don't worry, man. I'm comfortable with my sexuality. It's okay.
All right. I'm sorry. He's saving lives, dude. Yeah, Who gives a toot what he's called?
Hey, dude, you know what? I mean, that brings it back to it. You know, at the end of the day, YouTube's a grind. At the end of the day, the job you do outside of it is a grind. Why we do it is because at the end of, like, when you bring it all together, if you want to be successful here, you got to be passionate. And I'm passionate about motorsports and power sports and off-roading, anything with an engine in it. I've tried uploading other content on my channel. Like I'm an avid car guy, but like every time I do, I get flamed and I drop subs. Or this is a side-by-side channel.
Oh, like, yeah.
Bro, this is my channel. I didn't know you were telling me what it is.
Yeah, dude. People do not like when you go out of your niche. They definitely don't. No offense to everybody watching, but you guys definitely don't like it when we adventure out.
Nope.
It's like you get whatever, you're loyal people, they will watch anything you do, but like we released a video on a pickup truck, a Chevy I bought, and it was just like
Turd OS.
Yeah, and we called it the Turd OS. And man, I couldn't believe the hate that some people gave us. I was like, it's just a funny video. Yeah. I'm like, we're just having a good time. And like, that's what we're doing in the side-by-sides.
We just happen to have a beat-up Chevy.
Yeah, and it was named a Polaris Razor Turd OS. Like, so I just don't see how it doesn't relate, but to each their own.
And you know what? I in my last video that I uploaded today, which was called How to Start a YouTube Channel.
Link below, guys.
Geared towards like what we do, right? Like in the extreme kind of like off-road niche, is basically going on at the fact that like at the end of the day, we are nothing without our viewers.
Yeah, 100%. Because
I'm so thankful for guys and gals that, I mean, I've had certain subscribers for like 6-7 years that have been commenting. I know these people first name basis. Every video, some of those guys are on there dropping a comment saying good job, saying this is what I like, this is what you should change. And you know what? These people, just like me and you, are spending our free time making this content. There's so many more people spending their free time consuming this content. And you know what? I can do what I do without you guys. And I think that people can't lose track of that. We are nothing without them.
Yeah.
There'd be no point in doing it. I mean, I wouldn't say there would be no point, because when we got started, it was just like look back on old memories and everything, and it was fun. But things change when you take it serious. There's different levels. There's levels of this game, boy, if you know what I'm saying. It's like...
I mean, I feel I got a bit of a responsibility to produce. Like, I got a responsibility that I got to produce a certain level of content that I've gotten people kind of used to. And I mean, sometimes that keeps me motivated to keep going.
Yeah, 100%. I feel horrible when I don't upload.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, if you guys saw the behind the scenes camera of me in my truck when I'm driving, I'm like, I can't be home.
Yeah.
I can't record content.
He's calling me. We got to get something as soon as I get home. I mean, we got to get out on the trail.
And it's like right now, it's like I got home last night. Nick came to the house, washed my rig, got it ready with tires. So, because we did something pretty sweet earlier today, guys. February 15th to the 18th, something like around there.
That's real cool.
And it's like after that, now we're here sitting recording a podcast. Guess what? Tomorrow, I have to do a bunch of stuff to get ready because I'm leaving the next day for work and I'm going to be gone another week. So it's like we have one video. It's a constant battle, man. It's like it is. Again, the hardest thing you will ever want to do if you are trying to actually make this into something.
But I have no regrets at all, though. You know, all the viewers.
No regrets.
It's all passion.
It is all passion, man. I love it. Like you said earlier, dude, when we do these videos, I feel the most alive. Yeah. I love it, man. We're out there just having a killer time. I'm hanging with my buddies. We're ripping. And where this channel is taking us, you know, do we make a lot of money? No. Have we got to do and meet a lot of really awesome people? Yes.
Yeah, exactly. And we want to be having this conversation right now. If we didn't do the channel. Like, that's straight up. That's the
only reason me and you met.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. That's
the only reason me and a lot of people met.
And it's weird for me because it's like, I mean, coming from a fan to a creator to then being buddies with everybody, like, honestly, there's barely anybody that I haven't met now in the YouTube world that I've watched, which is the weirdest thing you can pretty much say. It's like, because most people, they just watch them. They never get to meet the person.
Right.
And a common question or common thing that's for us is like, I know you, but you don't know me. It's like, I understand that. And it's crazy going from just the fanboy to like, I'm sitting here with Julian right now as a buddy talking to him. I've hung out with the side-by-side blogs. I've done a sweet video that hasn't came out yet that's just sitting on my computer that you guys will get to.
I wish I could talk about that one.
I know, dude. I wish we could talk about it. So that's not even the thing that we did this morning.
Yeah, that's not even the same thing today.
I'm pretty jealous about that one.
There's so many cool things.
I really have always been a fan of what that guy did and the way he built a business and then used it to fuel his dreams.
He's a legend.
Like, he's a legend, and I mean, I really look up to a lot of the stuff he did, and I think it's really cool, and I'm so jealous you got to meet him.
Yeah, we'll give you one little teaser. His name is Ben Talk.
Yeah, so they should.
It rhymes with Ben Talk.
Red Rock?
Yeah. He loves to push rocks around and slide them all crazy.
No, man, the guy's a legend. He's a legend.
I can tell you one thing that we're going to be doing. Well, I'm going to be doing.
Yeah, at work.
This is public now. We're going to be going with the blog guys to Florida, to Cletus and Cars, to La Mullets, to Sandlot.
So yeah, I am a big fan of Cletus McFarlane and what he's done and the Freedom Factory and the way he's played it out.
Yeah.
Did you know that guy was going to school to be a lawyer before he dropped out?
Really?
No, I did not know that.
I did not know that.
Wow, so he's smart and cool.
Yeah.
God dang it. Yeah,
you know what? Good. He's one of the channels that, being as busy as I am, making video and working and living a life in between and riding and doing all the stuff that you got to do when you're an adult. I don't get to watch as much YouTube as I'd want to, but he's always one of those channels where every few weeks I pop back on there and I try to catch up on some of the stuff he's done because what Cletus McFarlane has accomplished is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, guys, built
our boys, like, for our niche, it's like, even though it's not
Shout
exactly
out to Cletus McFarlane, dude, you are a legend.
Yeah, do it for Dale, man.
One day my goal is to meet that guy. I don't care what I'm driving, but I want to like crash into him or something cool. You know?
right. Those
like the stuff that guy's accomplished, I really do look up to him. Like I said earlier, I look up to Osta Cruiser. I really do look up to him. I think what the side-by-side blog guys have accomplished in such a short period of time is absolutely outstanding too.
Yeah.
The way they've taken YouTube and the internet, and I mean, being able to collab with people like Cletus, for example, has really helped them get to where they are. And I mean, I think what they've done is really awesome too. I mean, there's so many creators out there. I mean, you're a small fish. I'm a small fish when it comes to YouTube.
Dude, you got to call me something different because we're not even in the same league. I'm like a minnow. You're a small fish, and they can be a bass. I'm a tadpole, dude. I'm just evolving slowly.
Nugget leg.
Yeah, no, I have those back legs. I just don't have the front legs.
Oh,
You know what? This podcast thing is super fun. I've never done like a podcast. We got to do this again.
It's super entertaining, dude.
Yeah.
Honestly, I could just keep going and going.
Yeah,
it's
too.
like I get why Joe Rogan can go 3 hours.
If you made it this far, people, if you've made it to the 1 hour, 27-minute mark where we're at right now, leave a comment and let me know you've sat through all this BS.
Yeah, please do. Like,
you know what? I will send you some swag.
Oh, look at that.
You heard it.
I'm not going to, but Julian will. I'm going to be gone a lot the next few weeks, so I'm not even going to have time.
When's this video dropping, man? Like, we're filming it on November 3rd. What's the ETA here? Like, what's your, like are you a lazy guy, or are you going to do it tomorrow?
Hey, easy, Bob. It's, what's today? Thursday? No, today's
Wednesday.
Today's Wednesday.
Today's
A video
Wednesday.
should have been dropping today or tomorrow. Who knows? This video might be out tomorrow. If it is not, it will be dropping on Monday.
Monday?
Yeah. So, not very long from now. We try to stick to the Monday, Wednesday. Monday, for sure. Wednesday or Thursday is usually a toss-up. It's hard. Like we talked about for the last 20 minutes. It's like this thing. You try to be on schedule, but you just never know, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes some dude needs his Ferrari in Florida, and he's willing to pay pretty good money. And
and other people need their chimneys built and whatever else they do.
And we got to do these things to give you guys the content you all deserve. It's like we could just sit here and try pumping out podcasts over and over to fill it, but that's really not the niche that we're in. This is super fun, and I love the add-on for our YouTube channel because doing stuff like this is super entertaining, and other people we're going to have on here in the future is going to be it's fun, man. It gives you guys all a different perspective of this world, lets you behind the curtain.
Totally.
It's like, what is it really like?
Peek.
It's like, because all these videos you watch of Julian or me, Nick, it's like they're all edited versions. And we're not faking it on the video, but still, you're trimming the fat. You're seeing the shiny goldiness
of a lot of fat.
It's like you got to do what you got to do sometimes.
Totally.
It's been awesome, man, talking to you, and I really appreciate you coming on here. And then hopefully in the future I can come on to you. Me and Nick can come on to your freaking YouTube 101, or what are you calling it? Tech Tuesday, or what is it exactly you're calling it?
No, I got so we'll plug to myself here. If you guys haven't checked out my channel, make sure you head over there. Adrenaline Junkie Prod. I'm an OG.
He's a real OG, and honestly, like, he has a wide range of content. He does have shorter videos that are normal, like our type of videos, anywhere from 20 to 40 minutes, but he also has long, like full-length trail videos. You'll see everything that's basically going on in this trail video. Gives you a really pretty much a virtual tour of the place he is at. There's nothing you're really gonna miss, and honestly, it's like when I'm doing stuff around the house, that's what I have on in the background. It's like I just hear razors ripping and Julian breaking it down.
Yeah, essentially, I mean, what we do is, like, what I try to do is I try to take you along for a trail ride. You know, you see me, we'll load up the truck in the morning. You ride with me all day, and then when we get back home, you see me unload the razor, and then, you know, we end it there. My goal is to kind of give people the feel of, you know, being there with us. When I first started making these videos, my goal, what actually got me into the videos was, I got a kind of like a point and shoot Nikon, and it filmed video. My buddy's like, yo, shoot some video. Like, I was always into photography. So I'm like, I shot some video. Then they're like, oh, I'll upload it onto YouTube. I'm like, I don't know how to do that. So YouTube taught me how to do that. And I uploaded some videos. I thought it'd be cool to throw up a video, and you know, I had this thing in my head. I'm like, it'd be so cool if I got like 10,000 views in the year. Forgot about it. Uploaded a video, forgot about it for a little bit. checked up on it a little while later. It had like 40,000 views. I'm like, what? And all these comments of like, make more, bring, upload more video. And that's how it all started. I grew from there, and I took it from there. But essentially, like, where I am today is a complete fluke.
It's not a complete fluke. It's a lot of hard work.
It is.
It is a lot of hard work, but it just kind of worked out. It's 50% luck.
It is true. There is a lot of luck that goes into it. I mean, like, we're just talking about the crazy stuff we're doing. It's like, to finish off, like, the plug of, like, us going into Florida, or me going to Florida, who knows what it's really going to be. Right now, it's me and Lauren. But we're going to get to take Lucy, the Razor Turbo S, and, like, I'm obviously not going to do Le Mullets or Cletus in cars, but we're going to go to Sandlot, possibly Durham Town in Georgia afterwards. A little revisit of where I met, actually, Julian. But at Sandlot, we might be collabing with, like, Seaboys, Haley Deegan, some big head honchos. His little tadpole with only legs is going to be just trying to get the rub. I'm trying to grow my front legs. It's going to be a good time, man.
Yeah.
And eventually we'll be working with Julian. It's like when these borders open up, or when he gets down here into the States, it's going to be a free-for-all.
They're saying right now, they're saying November 8th, the border's supposed to open for, like, everybody. So hopefully we can get down there. And
November 8th?
Yeah, so hopefully, like,
nice.
February, hopefully, like, is, like, at least the goal for the long term. Heck, who knows? Maybe we can make something happen before then. But, like, we're going to shoot for February for your event there. And then, we're going to take it from there. And I mean, thanks for having me on, guys. I mean, I had a lot of fun. It's been great. I think we should do it again.
We should do it again when you're here, dude. In-house.
Yeah,
in-house podcast.
Yeah, let's do it in-house. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do an update. We'll talk about everything we got working and what's going on. Because I know November 8th has passed. That opens the door for so many opportunities of us working together again, because it's been far too long.
Well, you're going to have another Canadian guy on your podcast there coming up. Who's that going to be?
Yeah, we've name dropped him a couple times. Al Macbeth. It's just been a freaking timing issue for us.
Yeah,
we really wanted to have him on before UTV takeover, just because he's the man of basically those events, sending it farther than anybody. But it didn't work out, and I don't know. I got to talk to him again. Yeah, that's right. We talk.
Yeah, you're like buddies. Oh, man. It's kind of wild,
He actually calls me Dirt Dude. He doesn't even know my name because we just talk through Instagram.
Dirt Dude.
Mr. Dirt Dude, how has it been going? All right, man. I appreciate you having on here, and you guys go check out Julian's channel if you've never have. Adrenaline Junkie Prod. He lays it down, real OG of the game. Quality production there, dude. Don't mess around. And
thanks, guys.
We really appreciate you guys for watching here. If you're not subscribed, you really should. Subscribe to Julian. Subscribe to us. We all appreciate it, because all you're gonna get is interesting content. We ain't here to just give you a little teaser, talk on. I guess we did just
guys,
talk.
You get the best.
At the end of the day, we're real guys. We're just like you. We're just out there riding. We're having a good time. We love doing this stuff. It's just the real deal. So, like, you know what? Big shout out to Zach, man. Nick too. What you guys have been grinding. Your channel's doing good. I hope we can do a video together soon, so I can shout you out on my channel, and hopefully some of the people that follow me can transfer over and follow you as well, because you guys deserve a lot more subs than you got right now.
I appreciate that,
I get it, man. It's a hard grind. Yeah,
and we ain't stopping. We'll still be here. And if you guys want any dirt merch, me and Nick that's a Teespring shirt. Link below. You guys can go there and buy it right online. But if you want some merch like this, hit up our Dirt Dudes UTV. If you want some Adrenaline Junkie Prod, go to his channel. Link is in the description. You will be able to find all of his stuff. And if, like we talked about, this stuff ain't cheap, if you want to donate to our Patreon, we really appreciate it. And we're going to have some pretty cool stuff coming up. I'm not going to say coming up. We have some cool stuff in store of giveaways, things we want to do for Patreon subscribers. We want to give you guys some exclusive stuff, whether it's I don't want to say content. because I want to share all the content with everybody. But if it's merch, parts, anything like that, we got some stuff in store. But if you don't, we just appreciate you watching. That's all that matters. Definitely. And that wraps it up here, guys. We'll be seeing you soon. I don't know what the next video is going to be, but it's going to be something sweet. Yeah. And then pretty soon we're going to be in Florida, and we're going to be doing Cletus stuff. And
it's going to have a Fleeta suite.
Yeah.
So jealous.
Go check out the Durham video if you haven't, of our collaboration with Julian. That's where we first met. We have 2 videos there. Julian has his own version too. So you guys can...
You know what? Before you go... I just want to preload this with like Durham town and that little hole I got stuck in there. That wasn't my proudest moment, okay? Like,
dude, we missed it too. That's right when we showed up.
I get my ass chewed out for that video on the regular because I don't cut stuff out when I fail.
I will.
When I mess up, I leave that in the video.
I'll tell you right now, dude, when I was watching the video and I could hear the panic in your voice when you're like, what were we trying to do? Get him to come over to hook up to you to get you out of the water?
Because I was like, my CVT was full of like this.
Oh, no, you don't even have to explain it to me, dude. I understood where you were coming from. It's just hilarious. Because if you actually go watch one of our Silver Lake videos.
Oh, yeah, you can hear it in my voice.
You could hear it in Nick's voice.
Yeah.
He gets,
Everyone's help. Being there, man. Everyone's being there.
Yeah. I actually rewatched that video not that long ago, and you looking back at me and being like, help! Dude,
I was thinking, like, drop the camera, please.
Dude, it is so priceless. It is pure, like, just save me, dude. My machine that's too much money is drowning in water at the dunes.
The water was up to my chest. I'm like, this is not good. Please help.
Oh, man. Yeah, dude, I do remember that, and I do actually remember reading some comments. People were a little harsh on you there about that thing.
And that's the internet. You know, in my last video, I'm like, get ready for it. You know, being a YouTuber comes with a certain amount of hate. You got to soak it up. Yeah. You got to thicken up that skin and just take it. You know.
I think you even addressed it in the video, didn't you? Warriors. I think you addressed it in the video too, didn't you? You were like, I'm kind of like being a sissy right now, but whatever, dude. You got to understand.
What it is, man. Yeah. Like, you know what? Sometimes you're not on your A game, and sometimes you mess up, and it is what it is. I'm not that guy that's gonna edit everything out to make myself look good.
No, we don't. I do it for myself, but for everybody else in the group, I include it all.
You get to see all my mistakes.
Wizard editing over here.
Yo, Nick.
Yeah.
Me and you, we'll talk, you know, next ride. We'll get this guy.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever, dude.
We'll get him.
I know everything, man. These guys leave their GoPros on and think they're not recording anymore. I hear everything behind the
scenes. I'm gonna sneak a little hidden GoPro in your car.
You know, you're gonna have to watch out because you're not gonna be in control of my GoPro. You know what? We're never gonna end this. So I'm just gonna say it there. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for having me on there, and ride safe out there. Let's do this again sometime.
Definitely, sure, man. Appreciate y'all for watching. That's a wrap.
Yeah. Later.
Yeah.